that on my seed. If that ever come to be, Lord, take my soul. I vow to never break the code. Oh, no. And always keep it G, but I'm doing just like me. They don't make no more. Can't let nobody play me though. Oh, no. It's however you wanna play it, so just know all the way there I'ma take it. Change for better while I'm chasing though. Sure. End of the day, I'm trying to make it home. There's a chance that I don't, but that's the way it goes.
Work.
We back, baby.
We back, baby.
It's your boy Hyper, aka Black Freckles,
It's
man.
your boy Rebel, and this is indeed
The Raw Hype,
The
baby.
Raw
We
Hype.
back for another week.
that thing. Back for another couple minutes of that thing.
Why you say a couple minutes, bro? You
We
got
was
something
just
to do?
here, man.
Oh yeah, I know, man.
We-
Gotta record, man.
Gotta record. Gotta get to work,
to
man.
Record. I've had a plethora of things going on. I mean, we didn't really get into them, but I've had some shit going on, man. You had some topics or whatever. I know I want to tell the story about this homeless guy. Should I just tell the story?
Yep, start the story with home.
All right. So I'm downtown Orlando on a little date or whatever, right?
Downtown.
And the place was kind of crowded, and I don't really like fucking with people, you know. But you could sit outside, and it was cool and peaceful. I'm in downtown Orlando, right? So say fuck it, let's go outside. Now, mind you, it was a little chilly this day, but the peace, you just couldn't beat it, right? And mind you, I've been eating a lot of organic food and grass-fed lamb and grass-fed beef when I eat it.
Sounds so beautiful to hear.
So I go there and I order this fucking $50 like salmon. Is that how you say it? And it's like, oh, this is the top of the line. And I get it, and
Fresh.
I'm like, I should have known better. I should have known better. But this isn't better than the salmon that I eat every single day. But I buy high-end shit from Sprouts.
So it's gonna cost.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I buy it like in this package, just like the smoked salmon I get, right? And there's 3 of them in there, like just 3 pieces of fish. Shit costs $20.
Yes, it does.
Right? So when I'm here and I'm like, y'all charging me $40 or $50 or whatever for the salmon, I know that this isn't what I'm buying at this fucking, what is it, $7 a piece for one fish. Y'all not buying that. I don't believe you. I don't believe it. You feel what I'm saying? So when I ate it, I was very disappointed. I said, this is why I don't go anywhere.
You guys tricked me with the names.
Now, mind you, all right, we sitting outside, right? So this white dude walk up. He like a scraggly white guy, right? And he says, hey, man, can I ask you a question? And I said, what's up? He said, do you have any money that you could give me?
Why is that funny to
Right?
me?
And everybody that listens to the Raw Hype on a regular basis, everyone that's ever followed me on Snap, everybody that knows me or anything about me and homeless people know that I never give homeless people any money. And I say this all the time. The reason that I don't give homeless people money is because if you are homeless, that means that everyone in the whole world that knows you don't fuck with you. And if they don't fuck with you, why should I? Okay? Now, I understand that there are situations and circumstances and things that go on in people's lives to make it to where they shouldn't fall into this criteria, but it's the criteria that I have created to make it to where I don't have to think. So
Protect yourself.
I said no. Okay? He says, all right, man. And he walks away.
Real quick. I don't give money to white homeless people. I give some money to a black homeless people because I feel like the white homeless people, every time I see people give them money, they give them 5s and 20s and stuff like that because they can afford. But I'm sorry.
So right after he leaves, a black guy comes up
See?
with a Bible in his hand and a limp.
See, black people begging, they'll add some sauce on top. They won't just say, give me money. They'll be like, oh man, let me see. You see this flower right here? And they'll do like a trick and shit for you.
I felt great. The first dude freaked me out, actually.
See what I'm saying?
I felt great with him. I felt comfortable with him.
Come on.
And I felt empathy for him and his situation. But as I have stated and previously on this podcast, is that a lot of my transactions in life are on auto pay. So I already know the answer here is no.
It's no.
So I told the black gentleman no. Little baby looked at me and said, he didn't freak me out. If I had some money, I would have gave it to him. And I said, you would have gave it to both of them. And then I I said, but if I was going to give one of them some money, it would have been him.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yeah, he was nice. I actually feel sorry for him. And then in your case, I know you would because he's black. And I said, you are correct, right? I wouldn't give either of them money because of principles that I have already instilled in myself. But if I were to, it would have been the black gentleman. I told the black gentleman, I don't have any change or dollar bills, which was actually accurate. Mm-hmm. So then I walked to a daiquiri shop that's like the next thing over, right? And as I walk to the daiquiri shop, I see that it's closed. I turn around to walk back, and I see the white guy then talking to young lady here, all right, to my shorty. He was like trying to get her attention, right? So I say, nah, bruh, you know, like just fall back, you know what I'm saying? He looks at me and he says, hey, man, can I ask you a question? And I said, you already asked me. I said, you already asked me, and I don't have any cash. And he looks at me kind of confused, and he looks at me like, he kind of like looks through me a little bit, like confused, like, whatever, motherfucker. So then
you're not even real.
He goes back to trying to talk to my shorty, and I said, hey, bruh. And then he said, can I ask you her question? I said, and then he looked at me confused. He said, I already asked both of y'all the question. Hey, my nigga, you don't have to ask the question 3 times. We knew the question the first time you said, can I ask you a question? You knew what the question was going to be. Everybody listening knew what the question was going to be. Was, can I have some money? It's like, yes, nigga, you asked us 3 times already. But my whole point is, nigga, like.
Why are you presenting it as if it's a question?
It's not a question, nigga. It's a request.
Exactly.
That nigga want to know if you have any money is the first question. Nigga, the follow-up question is, will you give it to me? Question 1, you have money.
How you living life right now?
If you had to say you got some bands, you don't got some bands, what'd you say? What are you, a financial advisor, sir? Then until I hear that second question, that's when I find out you're not a financial advisor. You're the opposite of a financial advisor.
You're who my financial advisor says stay the fuck away from.
Yeah, unadvises me too. But yeah, that nigga looked confused. He said, I asked both of y'all the question. Like, nigga, everybody.
And none of y'all ain't got it?
And there was a group of white guys eating. And both of the homeless people skipped right by them and came to me. Mm-hmm. And I said, man, niggas known for just looking out. I honestly feel like they are.
Niggas know how niggas get, so niggas help. I just told you, I won't give
the white dude
people
came to
any
us
money.
too.
Any homeless people any money. I'll get, because
I assume a homeless white man know a nigga struggle.
Yeah, and he also know niggas are great people.
He live in a nigga.
He live with niggas.
Yeah, but he also know that he done seen some niggas who ain't got shit. Look out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
so he
true.
knows, hey, I know I have a better chance of getting it from these black people. These white people might call the cops on me or call security and say, hey, they're bothering me. I can't eat here. The black person at least understand how you got where you got on some level.
Let me tell you another homeless
cigarette.
Story. Another homeless story. I think this college prospect's name is Malik Willis. I feel like that's his name. He's a quarterback. He had a very good combine, so people are like, shit, people should draft him, okay? Cal Hurd was talking about him. He was like, I love his measurables. And then he said, and then I like to see him talk at the podium. And then this video came out, and it made me like his character. And what he was doing is he stopped and he opened his suitcase and he was giving like clothes and shit to like a homeless person, right? And you know, me being the nigga that I am with my stance, you might think that I think that's whack or wrong or whatever. Shit. I was like, man, that's dope. But I was like, I don't agree that you should draft him because he gave a homeless person some clothes. He said, but if you paid attention, because he went to Louisville, I want to say, something like that. If you paid attention to the people on Louisville Twitter and Louisville this and Louisville this, they said, that's normal for him. That's his character. That's who he is. And I said, now I get what you're saying. This video means a lot more because for you to say, I'm a person that help people in need. I'm a person that I'll explain why I don't help people in need. But when you say I'm a person that helps people in need, I view that as That's a high character person. I admire that. I respect that, despite this being my stance on like helping a homeless person. The reason that I don't help a homeless person, besides the fact that I gave that nobody else in the world fucks with you, is that I know people in real life that could use my help.
And so another layer of why it's like why I don't give white people is because, like I said, white people, you have more white people with more money. They should look out, and when I seen them look out, they look out in a real way. They give $10 or $20 and shit. I ain't never seen a black person give.
It's like, I hope you get some money.
They get their car washed for $5.
It's like, I hope you get some money, but I gotta say this for my brothers.
Exactly.
I get that.
Like you said, I got family members of people that say, hey, I need you to help me, but I can't give it away to a stranger.
This is my third and final reason for why I don't give homeless people money, because you said, hey, I've seen a white person give them $10, right? I've said this on the Raw Hype before. I won't give a homeless person $10 or $1 because there's been times in the last 30 days where my account had less than $10, had less than $1.
I'm not
you
in
smell
a
what I'm
position
saying?
to give it away.
So I'm not in a position to give it away. And then furthermore, who's giving me $1 where my account's in the negative? You feel what I'm saying? Or my brother. Or so I say this. There'll be a time where Rebel needs some help. There'll be a time where my brother needs some help. And I view it that way so I can say, I'm going to be there for the people that I know in real life that need help. I'm not wrong for that. I'm just choosing to help a different way.
Hey,
but
bro,
I admire what he
lend me
did.
$100, man. I would, but I gave Trash Can Tony my last 15.
Straight up. I gave him my last 15. I bet the 85 on black to get back to 100. Lost it.
That. So what did fucking Trash Can Tony do for you? I mean, he asked and I was there.
So yeah, I have good reasons, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to admire somebody that I look at and say, man, you got a good heart and I fuck with that.
My heart and my soul wants to help all the people I can.
Sure.
But like I said, I'm not in the position to.
Yeah.
So the least I can do is try to carve out a select few. Now, if you like I said, if you from the Virgin Islands or something and you black and you need some money, I'll quicker give you than anybody. Like so, that's what most people do. They help their kind.
Straight up.
We was talking about this shit because I heard this shit from Johnny Dang, or I heard Duval. Somebody was talking to Johnny Dang, and Johnny Dang was saying how he got his business because him and his Asian community put together what niggas been doing forever. It's called a potluck. You know what I'm saying? But they do this shit where it's like, all right, we all put in $500 a month, and it's 6 of us, so every month one person gets $3,000. You know what I'm saying? And then you take that $3,000 and they did a business or whatever the fuck they're gonna do. But he's like, I was in 5 different ones doing the same 500 or 5,000 or some dumb shit like that. So he's like, the first time I got it, I got 100,000. So I was able to start my business, do all the stuff, and get in pocket because next month I got to pay my cut of the different hundreds that I have out. And you don't got no interest on a loan like that. You know what I'm saying? You helping your people. You're helping each other lift up by you sharing the money and shit within your circle, as opposed to going to a bank, asking for a loan. They put fucking interest and all kind of shit on there, and you got to jump through hoops to get it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to help people in that manner.
Yeah, you just reminded me. You remember when you made fun of this recently? You remember?
No, I didn't make fun of it. I know you're about to say. You're about to say when we used to give each other money the year of our birthday on our birthday.
You're wrong.
Oh, well, the reason that I have
I love that actually.
Yes, but our birthdays are so fucking close together that as soon as you give me the money, I got to give it right back to you. My birthday's at the end of the month, March 28th, send some gifts. But you going to send me my money on this month, and literally in 1 month, I got to send it back.
Because what we should have did is we should have got 10 people in it.
That's what I'm saying.
Need 10 people.
Need more people.
Because it don't matter then. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because if you got 100 on your birthday and then you had to send me 20, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
It wouldn't matter at that point. But when it's just me and you, I'm a year older than you and shit, you lost $1.
I lost every year. I lose. It's like, a nigga hits 45.
You ain't even losing 6 months later and shit, you losing immediately.
Like a two billing cycle, 1 billing cycle, and let's go.
Yeah, I get that.
Hey, shout out to the Raw Hype if y'all want to get part of the birthday potluck.
Yeah, what we want to do is we want to get like 10 people together, right? And on a person's birthday, everybody sends them however old they are. Yes. So if you're turning 20, everybody gonna send you 20. You feel what I'm saying? And I get it. If you're turning 50, everybody gonna send you 50. But 50-year-olds finna die and shit. I deserve more.
Imagine we in the fucking potluck. This nigga, his birthday, he 25, but there's a nigga in there 45.
Nigga turn 80.
It's like, Wait a minute, nigga.
Wait a second, Cletus.
Being part of this makes me have to pay 4 times my age.
Yeah, you do need people.
You can't be my friend no more, nigga. You too old.
You do need people relatively the same age bracket for it to be fair. But I fucks with it regardless.
Finish what you was about to say that I cut you off of.
Oh, remember a while ago, like a many moons ago, where I wanted to make an app that had to do with loans?
Yes. You know I remember.
I feel like it's time for me to revisit that.
I told you that's what it looks like you're doing now, technically.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up. I said, you remember when we was making fun of Black Freckles Enterprises and meanwhile, ta-da!
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's time to revisit it. I got bars. Oh, my bad, but I was finna acapella that motherfucker, man.
You know you can do it. But no, when I just mentioned we can't be friends anymore because you're too old, it brought me to a dark place.
That we're old as fuck?
Well, no. Oh. It has to do with the age. A few months ago, a fat fucking cracker came to my house.
Okay.
Walked around my house looking real suspicious. So I, of course, I go, assess the situation. Comes to find out he was like, yeah, your insurance sent me here. I was like, for what? He's like, just to look around, have a quick look-see. I was like, all right. He's like, all right. And he left. Thought nothing of it.
Right. Knew I should have whipped his ass.
I know I shouldn't have let him go. You ever seen Ratatouille,
no.
the cartoon where the rats be cooking in the kitchen and this nigga walked in the kitchen, saw the rats cooking, and them niggas like, oh, okay, we can't leave this nigga go. A bunch of the rats grabbed that nigga, beat him up, tied him up, and put him in the fucking closet. That's what I should have did. He would have never turned that paperwork in.
You're right.
A few months later, I get a letter telling me that my insurance telling me they finna cut off my insurance within the next few months because I have issues with my roof. There's debris and all kind of shit around my roof, right? Mm-hmm. So, ironically, like them crackers sent the nigga there, a day or two later, there's a tree cutting service in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So I go, my nigga, how much it costs to cut them trees, man? Them crackers want the nigga cut them trees.
To cut down trees.
That nigga said, oh, this tree right here? Yeah, you mean this tree right here, nigga?
1,000.
I was like, yeah. He's like, I do it for you. I'm 2,800. I said, nigga, what? The nigga had the nerve to act like he looking out.
And he said, I do it for you.
$2,800. I said, all right, man. Let me check with my lady, and we'll come to a decision.
You need to get that motherfucker to a tree house that I can live in, rent out to a
rent. Oh, what that nigga said, no, man, let me get with my lady and stuff and see what we can do. Which is broke for, I can't afford that.
Right,
I ain't paying that shit.
Right.
If a nigga ever says, man, all right, man, that's how much, 500? All right, man, I'm going to see what it is, and I'm going to get back with you.
Yeah.
He won't be getting back with you.
But that's how you do it. 2,800 ain't even negotiable. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you said 2,800, if you said 2,800, you say, man, well, can you do it for 2,000? That's still a lot. The nigga taking off $800. So it's like, if you took off 1,000, which I don't think you're going to do, and I still wouldn't want this service, it ain't nothing to talk about.
So I was like, all right, man.
About.
So, I hit up the fucking insurance people, and they say, yeah, you got some trees that's hanging over the roof, and it's possible cause for concern. I was like, all right. So she's like, yeah, cut off all the trees and then send us a picture of verification so we know it's done, and then we can get this process done. I was like, all right. I do what niggas do. They go find a nigga who may not be qualified, but willing to.
You see me cut my old trees down.
Because you ain't had a nigga willing to. I hit up my handyman is what I like to call him. Had that nigga pull up, man. I had to find the tool we needed. That bitch cost $60 to
That nigga said my handyman, that's what I call him.
That's what I call him.
It sound like a weed dealer and shit. That's what I call him.
That's
that
what
nigga pull up with all the tools, nigga. The sour diesel.
Vegan, what I call him. That nigga stay with some greenery.
That nigga said that's what I call him. Is he a handyman or not?
No, but he knows how to do. He's willing to do it all.
That nigga not a handyman, but he owns a toolbox.
He knows how to
tool. Toolbox and he'll come over.
Nigga, listen. We was using the chainsaw shit we bought, and the chain slipped off, and he was able to unscrew the shit, put this sharp ass chain and shit back on.
I could never.
Exactly, and I would never. That shit sharp as a bitch.
Yeah.
Slight pause. We rented out this chainsaw from these people, right? They give you a gas tank and supposed to give you oil. They didn't give me no oil. So that's why the chain fell off the fucking thing, because it didn't have no oil.
Now tell me who she was.
You ain't got to lie. Right? So again, they had like a 4-hour time slot on that shit. So I went back. I was like, hey, man, y'all didn't give me no oil. So I had to go back at the oil. And I was like, yeah, you're going to adjust my time. He's like, you need more time? I was like, sir, I had to stop what I was doing, drive up here to get the oil, drive back. I need my time. He's like, well, you think 20 minutes? I said, give me an hour, nigga. He's like, all right.
Yeah, like
why
is it hurting you so bad?
Why are we talking about this?
Yeah, if it's in your grasp, so you don't have to go get the manager to give me an hour. Just give me an hour.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck if you got to get the manager. You can't tell me you forgot to give me something.
If you don't have to get the manager, there's nothing to talk about.
But
if this is in your scope of things you can do that, because like, I remember I used to work at AT&T, not to interrupt you, I used to work at AT&T, and people used to call and they'd be bitching and bitching and bitching. They'd be like, I want a credit for $76. And after they done bitching, I'd be like, all right, I credited it for $76. Is there anything else I can help you with? And they'd be like, no, thank you. I'd be like, all right. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, somebody gonna have to say something to me. This isn't my money. I don't care. If this is like the same shit we was talking about. If this will get you off the phone, I'll credit you $76 if it's in my realm of things to do. So when you don't do that, it annoys me.
So it annoys me.
Because you want me to leave.
But it annoys me when this is a conversation. It shouldn't be a conversation. I don't care if you got to talk to the manager when I leave or I have to talk to the manager when I come back.
I'm fine with it being a conversation. You heard the fuck up and do what I need you to do.
Nigga.
Like, hey, man, how long you need? 20 minutes? Nah, an hour. All right, cool. If you say that, I'm cool with the conversation.
Yes. But
it can't go farther than that.
When I say adjust my time and you say, well, you need more time, that's what I mean. Don't say that to me. Even if I don't need it or not, nigga, you took it from me and I need it back.
Yeah.
Right? So when I got the shit, put the oil, he come out cutting and shit. And side note, I wouldn't never say this to them, even though I'll say it to a show that's broadcasted. But when we was cutting down them trees, them limbs, yo, them motherfuckers was heavy as a fuck. So the insurance people was kind of right. If like a wind blow and this shit hit that roof too many times, it's going through that bitch.
I can see it.
I know, because you had some of the similar shit. Them shit dropped, they thump.
Yeah. You seen that shit? I recorded it with my my camera, my security camera. That shit almost fell on the nigga and shit.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing. At all.
My nigga handyman, when he cut the second tree, it fell how he didn't think it's gonna fall.
They fall in ways you don't think they are. One of them hitches hit me right in the nose.
It hit him right in the hands, cut skin off and shit.
They fall a weird way. Because you think if you cutting like this, it's just gonna like, it don't, bro.
Because
fall how
it's
they want.
heavier than we think, and that weight travels differently than we thought. Right? So, we cut the motherfucking trees down, man. We did all that shit, whole day, lugging and thugging trees and doing shit, right? Branches and all that shit. I get my pictures ready because I'm like, hey, they say chop down the trees. Cause they need to know I spent about $150 as opposed to $2,800. Kiss my ass, right? I'm ready with my shit. I call the bitch. The bitch gonna tell me, and I say bitch because only a bitch would say some stupid fucking shit like this. Bitch gonna tell me, oh yeah, well your roof is too old, so you need a new roof. I was like, what? I was like, you told me all I got to do is move the branches. It's like, yeah, but now you have to change the roof. And the immediate thing that I thought was, what if I had paid $2,800 to chop them roof? I'd have had to whip your ass.
No bullshit.
That's how my mind rectifies things.
And for me, I'm going to view it as if I paid $2,800.
Yes.
Like that.
So,
because it was a $2,800 job.
You make me get away with something that matters none.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, yes, they were in risk of hitting the house, but after cutting those trees, they wouldn't go nowhere. Yeah. The whole tree would go somewhere before a branch on them trees goes somewhere. How fucking thick them things was.
Owning a house is a scam.
It's a fucking bag of shit, I tell you
like,
that.
For real. The only dope thing about owning a house is that you know you're not going to have to move. And you can like paint the walls and shit if you want to.
And you know, regardless of what happened, you at least got 3 months where you got to get out.
Straight up. Like, it's only dope if you sell it.
Yes.
But it's not a real W if you sell it if you got to get a new house. Like, if I inherited a house, I'd be happy as fuck that I bought a house. I'd be like, oh, I'm finna sell this motherfucker. I'm finna pocket 100 bands and be straight.
Exactly. As opposed to...
like, you're going to go into a more expensive housing market. You're going to need that 100 bands, and you got to get a house better than the one you got now.
And you're going to need a down payment, and the down payment of that house is going to be way more than your down payment was in your old house.
Exactly.
It's too much.
It's a scam. The only way that you really win is if you find a way to pay it off.
Yeah,
but paying on it for 30 years is a scam. Paying on it for 15 years.
Getting hit with a branch and suing a nigga for the house.
Like, for real,
that'll get you to buy your own.
I don't want to say fuck owning a house because I really do enjoy and love owning a house. But owning a house is bullshit.
It's the same type of mentality I have with like rims. Like, I would never put rims on another vehicle I own again. Aftermarket rims. It would have to be factory rims that might look good. But I'd never pay for like 22s and shit to put on a fucking Corolla and shit ever in my life.
How does it relate to a house, though?
Because unless I'm planning on renting one of them,
You'll never buy
I'll never buy another house. Because when you have a house, you have homestead, which taxes you at $25,000 to $50,000 less, and that matters.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but you can't have homestead if you got two houses, and then you get more taxes because they automatically use that other house as a business or a form of income. Because who the fuck is gonna sleep in two different houses? So it's a different taxation on the second house. So it's like problem. So unless I'm renting it or flipping it, I'm not buying another house.
That's not crazy. I'm the same way. Like, the only way that I would buy another house is if I'm renting out the house I live in now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to
it'll
do.
be for, if that don't happen for me and I'm just clinging on to this motherfucker, I'll be paying for 30 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
25.
With no remorse.
With none.
Yeah, because it's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit, and that's the point of it. How the fuck the same building, same structure costs $100,000 more this year than it did 3 years ago?
No doubt.
That's
I bought my house 1 year ago and it's worth 89 or 99
more.
Yeah,
See what I'm
$1,000
saying?
more. But if I sell it, I got to go buy some other expensive ass house that costs that much more.
Or even your house costs that much while still being the same house. So if you try to buy a house similar, you also are paying an extra $100.
For sure,
It's a lose.
No doubt.
And one of the biggest losses,
exactly like mine, sell for minimum $40,000
telling
over
you.
my house. Like, I don't care what the area is. It could be a better area, worse area. It costs at least $40,000, and I'm talking the same city.
that you have to pay that you didn't have to pay.
Oh, for sure.
So it's a loss.
Yes. And when I say like mine, I mean a 3 or more bedroom with the pool. I don't mean as big. I don't mean as nice. I don't mean just, it got similar
Just the
shit.
amenities.
Yes, that motherfucker is $40,000 more.
But let me finish, right?
Go ahead.
So talking to this bitch. And she's telling me this shit. I was like, ma'am, all right, so don't the home insurance repair roofs? And she's like, yeah, but yours is too old. I was like, what does that mean? Come to find out, the nigga they sent around my house, a fat cracker, he was the inspector. He put on his inspection, there is 0 physical damage and 0 liability damage. So, i.e., not a fucking thing's wrong with my roof. But the bitch said, yeah, but your roof too old. I said, but what if it's still kicking? Right. Like, you need a new roof. I said, so ma'am, you're not going to pay for the new roof. You want me to pay for a new roof that you sent a guy out here to tell me I don't need, but you're on the phone here telling me that I need to get it or I can't fuck with y'all?
Yeah, just to keep your insurance, I need a whole new roof. So my whole point is, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
That would be like Geico saying, hey, bro, if you want us to keep on insuring you, you're going to have to buy your wrecked car yourself, bro. Like, huh? You have to fix that motherfucker on your own, bro. We dropping your ass. It's like, wait a minute. Why was I paying you a month ago?
And that's why I hate insurance. Because I've had home insurance on that home for like 7-8 years, never filed a claim, and now you're cutting me off. So you mean to tell me I paid for you for about 8 years for absolutely nothing?
Yes. I never wanted you, but I was told that you would have my back.
And you'll look out. Meanwhile, you hid behind a tree. Didn't tell me. You caused the problem I didn't have because it's not a problem. Man. That shit is fucking disgusting, man.
Because money is unfair, bro. Money is unfair.
Oh, thank you. I'll thank you for saying that. The reason that this is happening is because it's happening around the world, especially in this city, that they're discontinuing a lot of people's roof coverage because what was happening, I had to learn by, talking to niggers, is the which goes back all the way back to the beginning when we was talking about we help people because if there's more helped people in the world, there'll be better people in the world who don't have to resort to bullshit.
We say that. In theory, that's true.
The reason that this is happening is because roofers are coming to people and saying, hey, baby, I can get your insurance to replace your roof for free, nigga. You ain't got to pay shit. Get a brand new roof. It's like, for real? All right. They go ahead, they change your roof, and then they bill the insurance company. Then the insurance company says, what the fuck are you? What the fuck? I'm not paying this. And then they sue the insurance company. And then the insurance company have to pay high-ass insurance company lawyers to fiddle through this shit, which then costs them more money fighting it than it would have just paying it. So they say they lost over $1 billion last year in insurance based on fucking roofers ganking them. And now Me, a nigga who had nothing to do with this, with a roof that you said is 100% no physical damage and 100% no liability. Meaning, hey, you ain't got to worry about this nigga roof. And you telling me I need to change it because niggas fucked you before. Like, this is bullshit. If you are insurer, fuck you. If you are home insurer, you a bitch.
You know the fastest way to become a millionaire in the United States of America?
Take it from a motherfucker.
So no?
Sorry, no.
Selling insurance.
See what I'm saying?
Dead ass.
Because like Chris Rock said, it's in case shit. In case some shit happens, I need insurance. But then I can't have my mortgage.
Shit don't happen.
Should not get my money back. Hey,
shout out Chris Rock.
But shout out Chris Rock for just telling the pure truth. Guys, even if you said, all right, man, I ain't gonna fuck with you no more, do I not get a parting gift? Like, all right, nigga, you gave us $15,000 over the years you've been with us. It looked like it might cost you $12,000 to fix your roof. We'll give you $3,000 at least to pay a down payment, and you do the rest. I get nothing back for literally just giving you my money for something I never used that you never needed. And then you do this to thousands to people.
And I never wanted.
Never wanted.
You said you can take my chances with house insurance, I can take my chances with car insurance. I'll take my chances.
Off.
Yeah. Every time I get billed for my health insurance, because I don't have a job, so my health insurance is independent, I always say, I need to cancel this.
Nigga, I did.
I'm just paying
We canceled that motherfucker for a year, because I'm like, dog, you take a lot of money in a year, and we ain't been used none of this in over years. So
I've been going to the dentist, and like my dental insurance was done the first day I went. Like, all right, that's maxed out, see you next year, keep paying. And I'm like, man, I need to cancel y'all motherfucking ass. Like, I'd rather work out and take my chances out here.
It's nasty. But again, we live in a world where a roofer got to come hustle a random person so he can get money because clearly he ain't making enough money being a roofer.
Nigga, I used to work at the T-Mobile store. Nigga used to come in the T-Mobile store saying, a guy came to my job and signed me up for T-Mobile, and I told him I wanted an iPhone, and he gave me these phones. I don't know what to do. I call him, and the number's disconnected. I'm like, look, man, you got to get in contact with that nigga, man. I'm like, that shit don't got nothing to do with it.
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, it's because those people don't even work for T-Mobile. So you coming to me, it's like, I can't help you, man. Like, I don't know what to
trash can Tony signed a nigga up for 5G unlimited. Let me ask you a question. The question was, are you happy with your Samsung?
You got a phone. Okay, if you give it to me, I'll give you a free one. iPhone.
You want an iPhone?
New shit.
You want iPhone 13 Pro Max? The green one that just came out?
That's how they be. They be like, it was supposed to be a 512 gigabyte. I'm like, bro, the SE only come in a 64. I like this phone cost $200.
That nigga sold you 3 different combinations of phone.
They sold you a foldable SE tablet. Mardi Gras edition. But yeah, man. So yeah, life is a big scam and money is bullshit.
Here's another reason.
I've also learned the stock market is corrupt.
Well, hold on. No. Here's another reason why life's a scam, right? Mm-hmm. I have these Jordans that I took care of, kept them in my closet.
Right.
Look nice. What happened now.
That's what Jordans do.
Why do you cost this much money and this randomly happens when I'm recording the show? I just turned my body, laughed, my feet came out the shoe.
I seen on TikTok a nigga that fixed them hoes and shit. Yeah.
I gotta look him up.
Yeah, he be finding wrecked shoes and bring them hoes back to life. Yeah. But it's because, well, like you always like to say, we reward bad behavior. Like I was on the Snickers app and a pair of, I think the playoff 12s are about to come back out. And retail, they cost $220.
Mm-hmm, but you'll never get it.
I'm like, what?
But you'll never get it. That's that.
Oh yeah, I be on the Snickers. I'm trying to get shoes all the time. I never get it.
Don't even say that price because that price don't exist. It only exists for the bots.
But I'm saying
that are buying
retail $220 is expensive as fuck. That's expensive as fuck, bro.
But again, you remember our parents? Jordans used to cost. I remember growing up, Jordans used to cost like $120 and shit.
You know why Super Bowl tickets cost so much?
Tell me.
Because back in the day, you could go to the Super Bowl for $300. And people used to buy the tickets and resell them for millions of dollars and the hundreds of thousands. So, there's some Super Bowl tickets that cost millions of dollars.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
How much you buy it for $300? How much you sell it for $1 million?
So the NFL was like, shit, we gonna just start charging that price. We ain't finna let the scalper do it. So to get in the door is $8 To get in the door, bro.
That's ultimately my problem with this world we live in, man, is that people allow people to do things and then they then allow it to continue and then be done to someone else who's going to allow.
As football fans, we should say we're not going to go to no games until y'all make it affordable for us to go to the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the Super Bowl is like a corporate event.
You not in the chat room, or were you still in the chat room?
I'll be
the
back
nigga brought a nigga in a sports chat room and dipped. He's like, I'm out for 2 weeks or a month, guys. Hold it down. But in that room, when the Super Bowl was going on, we was talking about the fact that I was complaining because I'm like,
you're like, a fan can't go.
A fan who supported you losing for 20 years and shit, you finally go to the Super Bowl and it's in your city, your team is there, and you can't afford to even go. But when the season's finished, they hitting up your phone and email like, hey, try to get these season tickets. What the fuck good is the season tickets when I can't experience what I get?
Think about how peaceful the Super Bowl would be, bro. To go there knowing it ain't nothing but ballers in that bitch. It probably ain't no scuffling, no dumb shit, no nothing.
Oh, all high price, high priority.
Oh, for sure. You could go to that Super Bowl and walk around the stands and talk to somebody famous. I guarantee it.
Next to you. Nigga.
Yeah, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
How you get here? I paid for this. How you get here? I won this. Like you got to win it.
But like, it nosebleeds 8,000.
But wouldn't that be a better game if real fans was at the game?
Not the niggas that's rich. Way worse. Yeah,
not saying, but a nigga with his whole half face painted and shit, and he cheering, and then the other team's over there. Like, you gotta. I don't like it.
It's
man.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Yeah,
it's not
bullshit.
even complainable about.
Yeah. Like, hell, I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a swimming pool at their stadium. To go to that swimming pool, it's either $10,000 or $20,000. You gotta have like a group of people, and it costs $10,000, and it's like for 20 people.
Just to be at a swimming pool at a football game. That's more of a burden than it is a flex.
And hell, fucking nigga Anon and shit. His wife sent us pictures and shit. Him and his kids in the pool and shit.
Good
and I'm like, see, this the kind of shit that's some bullshit, because it's like it costs $10,000, but if you know somebody is free, but if you know somebody is free, like what kind of shit?
Which means it costs nothing.
Exactly.
Because if I can pay nothing, it costs nothing.
No doubt. No doubt. They didn't make no money from her getting around. Nope. It's not like they said, oh, Anon wife there, so everybody gonna pay to come down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, y'all niggas are ridiculous.
Ridiculous, yo.
Like, things really do cost too much bread, bro. They really do, man.
Yo, we're live on the Raw Hype. Yo, how you doing today?
Yo, I feeling good as hell. I just want to thank the Raw Hype for all they ever done for me. Like, I wouldn't have a job.
You shouldn't have a job or a girl.
Let me tell you what the Raw Hype has done for me. I wake up early in the morning now. I have a burst of energy.
I owe interest on loans. I'm in credit card debt up to here.
All right, but let me link you what I done, yo. Yeah.
My nigga said the Raw Hype got him a job and a girl. Two things we are totally against.
Totally.
No, man.
You didn't learn that here.
We are for those things if those things are for you. Man.
We are for those things. That's the name of the episode.
For sure, man.
Because that's true.
Remember I told you about homeboy to work at the little store about my shit? He was like, man, I don't even know how to tell you this, man, because I feel like you're going to make fun of me because I know how you think about marriage. And I was like, what? He's like, I'm engaged. And I was like, congrats, man. Like, I'm happy for you, my nigga. Like, I'm happy for you.
We're very misunderstood.
I don't like it.
I definitely don't. Because it's looked upon in a negative light where it's the most positive light it should be.
No doubt.
You think I'm this asshole who looks down upon people that does these things? No.
Right.
I just won't do them for me. If they work for you, I want you to do it. I will help you do it if I can. That is truly what we are. But when, again, my daughter, the other day, she was eating some candy. And I come around the corner and she dipped around the corner and I was like, honey, I know you're hiding something. What you hiding? She's like, I'm eating candy. I was like, she's like, but mom said I can eat candy. I was like, so why are you hiding from me?
No doubt.
She's like, well, I didn't know what you was about to say. I said, when have I ever not tell you do something that your mother already gave you? Never.
If I have an issue with this situation, my issue is with your mother.
Exactly. I'm not gonna never come against the kid who's wanting something and getting the thing they want. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the person that's giving them.
And women will make you wear a hat that just you have never worn.
A hat that you do not deserve, a hat that you didn't ask for, a hat you don't even represent.
I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, yo, you can talk to me about anything. Like, I don't care. I don't judge you. I talk to you. I'm cool. I was like, you didn't got caught doing some shit I directly told you not to do. And when I come to you, I'm like, man, I get it. Like, I understand this and I understand this. I said, what I want you to understand is that there are certain reasons why I tell you the things that I tell you. So I tell you that for this reason. So now I'm telling you, if you're going to do it anyway, you need to be aware of this part of it. You need to be aware of this part of it. My preference is that you don't do it at all, but at this age, you're going to do what you want to do, so I just want you to be aware of the things that you do.
I just want to help.
Exactly. I just want to help.
Right now, I can help by trying to steer you away from it.
Right.
If you're going to steer right into it, now I'm going to help by teaching you how to navigate through it.
Yes. And I've been telling you this, like, since you had a baby girl. I said, there are going to be things that you want her to do and you want her to incorporate that come straight from you that she's not. She'll understand them and she'll comprehend them, but she won't, and it's because you aren't the only person in her life. There are other factors in her life that have different influences and different views, and then you have kids' opinion of other kids' opinion is way more important than yours as a parent. And I don't give a fuck if they 5 or they 15.
Fucking 5-year-old who don't even know fucking multiplication. You're like, well, listen, I know you said to not do this, but Jessica told me.
Exactly.
Like, what?
And as parents, you be so arrogant that you be like, well, I'm her mother. I'm her father. She's going to listen to me. I promise your kid value their friend's opinion more than yours. And you have to be foolish to not know that because you did.
I was just about to say we all do it, but not we all do it. Even in adult age, they still do it.
Oh, for sure. So why wouldn't a kid? So I understand that. So I say like, hey, I know there's certain stuff I tell you not to do all the time that you're gonna do, but I just need you to understand why I tell you. And then I say, and I even know that you're gonna get into situations. And I said, and I'm not gonna be happy about it, but I am letting you know that you will be able to speak to me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, that's on you because I have done nothing more than say, hey, I promise you can holler at me. I said, you older now. I said, you don't never hear me yell at you no more. You don't never hear me do this, but you know more. I said, I just talk to you and be like, all right, well, I think this or I think that.
We've reached a new way of
you're not a baby no more. You feel what I'm saying? So I be on some shit like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand why you would feel this way. I understand why you would feel this way. You know, because I was even just talking to her recently and shit. Like me and my baby mama don't never talk. So you know what I'm saying? Me and my daughter make our plans or whatever, and then she tell my baby mama and boom, boom, and that be that. You feel what I'm saying? So like, sometimes the communication get fucked up and my baby mama might get mad. You know what I'm saying? Or the communication might get fucked up and I get mad. You know what I'm saying? But when I talk to her, I say, hey, just so you know, no communication issue that we ever have is ever your fault. I said, it's not never your fault that your parents don't get along. You feel what I'm saying?
And I said, putting you in the position of a middleman.
I say, I understand that the position that you are in, and I understand how it can suck, and I understand how it's not ideal for you. So on behalf of myself and your mother, I apologize for that.
I'm gonna take the
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an idiot. I get that. I'm not finna just sit there and say, oh, you need to make sure this and make sure this and do this and do this and do this. Like, I'm sorry you have to go through this. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't want this for you.
So it's like when you get to that point of saying like, man, I'm not on no bullshit. When we say it to women, we say it to other niggas that know us, we say it to coworkers, like, you don't have to treat me like everyone else. And I promise I am not like everybody else.
All.
Like, everybody else lie and everybody else pretend to be something that they're not. Like, I always say, I never pretend to be nothing that I'm not. The only thing going on with me is that some shit I got going on ain't nobody motherfucking business. That's it.
And if it becomes yours, I'll tell you. And this is what I be telling my daughter, too. It's like, man, or my lady or who fuck ever. I say, hey, I'm not an asshole.
Straight up.
I'm not going to willingly fuck you over for the sake of fucking you over. I'm not going to punish you for the sake of punishing you. I'm not going to over punish you for no, like, I'm never going to do that. Right. So, again, don't deal with me as if that's what it is, man. Straight up. Because I don't deserve that hat.
Yes, because I say things like, when this happened, how was I? You was cool. When this happened, how was you? Was I cool? Well, did I yell at you about this? No.
Should I have yelled at you? Yes.
Up.
Did I? No. So it's clear that you know I can have a situation where I should do something, but I don't do it. Well, give me that credence and that room
and
all the time.
I know every parent thinks they're cool. I know every parent thinks that they know their kid more than they do. I was like, I'm not delusional in that aspect. You feel what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not delusional. I said, that's why I talk to you and say, hey, is there anything better I could be doing as a father in your personal opinion? If you don't take the time to tell me, I don't care.
Yeah, because you don't.
Exactly. And like I said, I've proven to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if you tell me, I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to get offended. I'm not going to say, oh, you hurt my feelings because you think that I could do this more, do that more. I'm like, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you're comfortable enough with me to do that. And I even go back and cover it and say, hey, I hope you are comfortable enough to tell me if it is something. Because just so you know, if you can tell me anything, I'll do it. And all you have to do is tell me.
I'll keep coming back and doubling down in case.
I'll even keep saying, I'm blaming you if you don't tell me, because I'm letting you know I'll do it with no problem, no matter what it is. You're convincing me that I'm doing a good job, and I hope I am doing a good job. But if there's anything, like, I cover it like that.
Yeah, because I don't want you saying, am I a good dad? You're a great dad. Get on the phone. Let me tell you about this nigga. This lame
exactly.
You feel he didn't want to give me the dress to the prom.
Or if you're grown and you say, well, he never gave me a chance to tell him the issues I had with him. You won't be able to say that with me. You will have a chance. And if you weren't mature enough, I blame myself even in that aspect, but I don't care like most people would care in that sense, and it's because I've done everything that I could do. If I do everything that I could do, it's hard for me to care in that aspect.
I used to tell, I told my lady when we was first getting together, I said, just similar to what you just said, it's like, the reason if we break up, I would never ask back to get with you is because I know I will do everything I'm supposed to do and more so. So if there's an issue that arises that you no longer want to do anymore, I'm not going to ask you or beg you or force you to see the things that I know that I've been doing because I plan on doing that. So it's the same version. It's like, I'm going to be the best version of myself to know that I'm not the problem. So if a problem arises, I don't have to take responsibility
and like I said,
for it.
Even for me, I always, you know me, I'm big on this nowadays. I leave that caveat that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's why I come around and say, for every time I'm wrong and I say I'm this great boyfriend, I'm this great father, I'm this great friend to you, every time I come around and say that, if I'm wrong, let me know now, because I do want to be that. So I cover it exactly how you cover it, but then I circle around and say, hey, what could I do? And it's because, like I said, maybe I'm wrong.
But see, I do the what can I do, but I do it in the middle. I don't wait till the end. You know what I'm saying? I don't wait till
we'll do it periodically.
Exactly. Thank you. I told my lady the other day, I was like, hey, man, is there anything I can help you with that you feel like I need to help you with? Yeah, you need to help me take your daughter to school more and da-da-da-da-da-da. So that's why today, when she took her, when technically they both said I was supposed to take her, I was like, well, why did you do that? And she's like, well, you were sleeping. And I was like, man, you tell me you want me to help you with this, and then you stop me from being able to help you with it.
And then I have to wear the hat of a nigga that don't help.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she spent the morning giving me sass for something she blocked me from doing. Yeah. It's like, yo, what? That goes back to I shouldn't have to wear that hat. That hat's not for me.
Again, this is why I get mad about that. Is because I'll backdoor and say, hey, even if I do something to make you feel like I'm not going to keep my word or I didn't do it, come to me with it and say, hey, remember you did say you're going to take her. You want to take her? I don't have no problem taking her. You can literally throw in my face what I said, opposed to just assuming that I'm going to do the opposite when you have no reason to do that and not giving me the opportunity to be what you want me to be, particularly if you're going to be upset at any way.
Exactly.
Because help me help myself.
Help me help us. Yeah. I asked you for what you want me to do. You tell me what you want me to do, and then you stop me from doing it.
Hold me to it after that. Hold me to it after that.
Let me fail.
Straight up.
Like I said with my daughter, I was like, when have I ever done this? She's like, never. I said, so why are you treating me like a motherfucker that does?
It's hard. That's like a hard way where it's like being a man is hard.
That is
that's a great example
of an issue a man has that people don't understand, that they think is meaningless.
Because like I said, I'll even take responsibility for y'all thinking I'm unapproachable. It's like, all right, I'll take responsibility for that. Sure, you can have that. But I'm saying, please help me do what y'all need me to do. I was
going to add that. They'll give the phrase or something.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Well, I feel like I can't come to you. No Why? No well, doubt. You know how you talk about it's like
how you say things and the way that you say things. That's what it'd be for me.
I hate that shit because I respond situationally.
Me too.
So you can't take how I responded to you burning my clothes and then apply it to something else.
Yes, you want kid gloves even when I should be angry.
Yes.
And even when I'm angry, I'm not cussing and screaming. I'm stern.
So you make it to where technically I can't be angry.
It's because you're not supposed to ever
or not.
have feelings. Anger doesn't come from I'm crazy. Anger comes from you actually hurt my feelings.
Emotion.
Exactly.
Anger is an emotion.
It's like you taking that opportunity for me, it angers me because it hurts my feelings. Because it's like you said, nigga wasn't gonna do this shit anyway. And it hurts my feelings in a way of saying, I would even like to show you that I would do that shit. Because I got your back. I don't want you to feel like I don't got your back. So when you steal the opportunity from me, it makes me angry. And then, like I said, it's anger because it hurts my feelings that you just jumped to the conclusion of this nigga ain't shit. Let me just take you. Because this nigga
You full of empty promises.
Like,
you said you was going to do this. Well, you didn't let me do it. Of course I didn't let you do it because you wasn't going to do it anyway.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. Like, that's, yeah, man. And you know me, bro. I'll sit here and tell you, like, man, I think you're wrong for viewing it this way. Or, nah, view it this way. Like, in that instance, bro, there's no other way to take it. Like, man, give me a chance. And even if I fucked it up, bring it to me to help me help y'all.
Let me fuck it up.
Like,
and then
up.
you can use that example of fucking up whenever you want. But if you stop me from even fucking up and say, well, you would have fucked up.
Right.
You robbed me of any opportunity.
Right. Even if you just said it from a standpoint of like right before you left, say, hey, let me know if you want to take her to school. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'll go over there. Or you could, if you said that and I just said, yeah, go ahead and take her. You gave me an opportunity.
There's been times where she sends her back in and she's like, well, mom said, get your ass up. And then I go, all right, she ain't taking it. I got to get my ass up.
Right.
Why you ain't do this time?
I don't know.
You have no problem doing it.
I don't know, bro. I don't know the answers.
Man, let me just get this world together, man.
Oh, me and Rebel got a new thing that we've been doing that's hilarious, by the way.
Give it to me.
All right, we said that we wasn't going to complain no more, right?
I'm sorry, continue.
We said, you know what, man, we ain't finna complain for a week, right? And the first week went by, we failed. And the second week went by, we failed, but we did better.
We failed like smarter. It's like, hey, this isn't a complaint.
Right, exactly. It's an explanation.
It's an explanation.
So we're going to try again 3 weeks. We're going to try one more time until we get this right.
Try it with us.
Right. Don't complain for a week. For 1 week.
Whatever the hell it is.
No doubt.
Figure it out, deal with it.
There's a reason, but there's a method to our madness. Our method is we don't want to give the things in our life that bother us credence. We don't want to put them out into the atmosphere. We don't want to tell them to you to where you got to take on my energy that just ain't so good. We just want to just put out positive energy.
You listen to this cast to enjoy yourself and learn something. You ain't listen to hear that these bitch ass fucking homeowners want to rob niggas for their roof money.
Exactly. We on the next podcast, we're gonna not complain on the next podcast.
But we can't. Part of our podcast.
Bro, that we doing it. It's not optional, bro. It's not optional. That's gonna be the theme of our next podcast. We're not gonna do no complaining on the podcast, bro. I fucks with that. All right, so we said we're not gonna complain. So then we got to the point where, like he said, we became seasoned and got smarter and said, I'm not complaining, just explaining something. And then we got to the point where I say, every time I'm ready to complain, I'm gonna just quote something from the movie Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, my girl just walked in here. I'll be like, every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator. just hit her with a quote from Friday and move on. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even tell the story. You know what I'm saying? You just say a couple quotes from Friday. You know your nigga going through it. And you know what I'm saying? That nigga be like, man, I was at work, bruh, and I
don't give a fuck.
I be like, man, I know how it be, man. Anyway, what you eat today? You working out?
You
know
working
what I'm saying? I
out?
have
What's
to
on your
change the
plate?
subject, man. So that's gonna be our real catalyst for the next week, man. We ain't gonna complain. We just gonna quote Fridays, man.
That nigga was all the way on part 2. That nigga's like, Twiggy gotta do. What you say?
Cupcake got new Twinkie coming out. But yeah, man, it's like I try to get that negative energy away from my life,
out,
man. And I do have complaints. I do.
Because, again, the world we live in is filled with complaints.
It is, man.
Perfect example.
It's very complainable.
Segue to this complaint. Apparently, this gentleman, I'll read what he had to say. This is to notify everyone that I'm not the biological father of Favor, Donald, and Richard. It was a shocking discovery for me to know that, her name, has been having extra affair with other guys while we were in a relationship, and she pretended to me that that I fathered the 3 children. Hence, if anything happens to me, hold her responsible. The internet, which you haven't been on, has been complaining about this because it led to a conversation saying that paternity tests when you have a baby should be mandatory. So they say everyone should have a paternity test when you have a baby. And women, of course, were complaining about that.
Okay.
And I was telling my cousin, the reason they're complaining about that is because they're the only one that affects.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
Sadly,
what was their complaint though? That they shouldn't. Yeah, what was the complaint? I don't get it.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I haven't been on the internet, so I don't know.
But here's what I'm saying when I say I don't know. Women complain in like the most laziest way. They'll be like, you see, that's why men out here cheating. It's like, what does that have to do with anything? But they're complaining about this. But hold on, let me pull it up for you.
It doesn't sound very complainable. Like, I actually kind of think it's annoying.
What do you mean?
Like, I kind of just think it's annoying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm with somebody and we get together and we have a kid and I'm like, I could kind of like not want to deal with that. Like.
Hearing that a DNA test should be mandatory at birth has got to be the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I don't agree with that statement. I've heard much dumber things.
I'm trying to read some of the ones that the people are negatively referring to this. Don't understand why anyone should have to take a DNA test and why it should be mandatory on a birth.
See, I don't disagree with what they're saying. Yes, I do. I disagree with what they're saying. I don't disagree with the place that it's coming from. Like saying, I don't understand why it should be mandatory at birth. Like, I get it. Like,
it should be mandatory. But again, the reason I say that they would have a problem with it is because you've never heard, because it's impossible for a man to put a baby on a woman that ain't hers.
Oh, of course.
So the only person this can negatively affect is the deceitful women that want to use this to get over.
I don't love the word mandatory, though.
Why not?
I don't know.
You sound like these
did you ever take a paternity test for your daughter?
No.
Would you?
No.
That's my point exactly.
No.
That's why I'm saying mandatory. Like, this isn't necessary for me.
I guess reason making it mandatory is because the people who it is necessary for, they need to be forced to do it because they won't willingly do it.
Right, and like in my case, if it was just like, hey, line up right now, take this paternity test right now, I wouldn't have been like, oh my God, I refuse. Like, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but I'm fine with not doing it. So it's hard to make something mandatory that I didn't do in my life.
You can drive faster than the speed limit, right? You tend to drive faster than the speed limit, but the speed limit is implemented for the people who can't drive past the speed limit but want to.
What if we said this?
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay, what if we said this?
Give it, let it marinate, baby.
What if we said to sign the birth certificate, you have to take a paternity test?
Okay. We're here now. So that means if you don't sign the birth certificate, you don't have anything to do with the kid. I don't think they will allow that either.
No, you have birth rights whether you sign a birth certificate or not.
Yeah? What are those rights?
That you're that kid's father?
But how do we know?
I don't know.
You ain't took a birth certificate? I mean, you ain't signed a birth certificate and you ain't took a paternity test.
I don't know the answer to that, but I know that.
My daughter, on her birth certificate, has white, and I'm supposed to change it because she's nowhere near white. But when she came out, she was white and pink. So they assumed, I guess, she was going to be white, even though my chocolate eyes was standing right there the whole time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But her birth certificate says she's white.
It's weird to say this because, like I said, I've read different things, but it's like this. Let's say you weren't on your daughter's birth certificate, okay? And, like, you're on her pickup list. So you go pick her up. Hey, my dad is here. He picked me up. He left, right? Like, those are rights.
I mean, but grandma could go pick up the fucking... Anybody with that placard and their name...
Okay, maybe you don't have rights if they're not given to you then. Maybe that's what it is.
I think your rights
I feel like you have rights regardless.
I think your rights only matter if a motherfucker try to take them from you.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
That's the only time rights.
Yeah. Because you know when you're going through some shit and you say like, oh, I picked up my daughter this weekend and she wants me to bring her back, but I'm not bringing her back until tomorrow. And she's like, bring her back right now. The police are going to be like, hey, we don't get involved in this.
Because
they're not going to be like, did you sign the birth certificate? You feel what I'm saying?
No, they're going to be like, do you have a custody hearing or something going on? Do you have full custody of the kid? No. Okay, well, man, ain't shit we can do.
Yeah. Is that her dad? Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's where the rights come in.
Because you're not going to be able to say, no, that's not her dad. All right, well, we're going to file kidnapping charges on him. That's what you want us to do? You feel what I'm saying? So, if the cops say, hey, is that her dad? And she say, yeah, that's her dad. They're going to say, all right, we don't get involved in domestic disputes. You have rights.
And they probably don't do it because if a bitch say, no, that ain't her daddy, they go arrest the nigga, and then now it is the daddy. They get a fucking lawsuit because they try to listen to
that would make her file kidnapping charges. And if you find out that that's not real, you going to jail.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's not going to happen. A bitch not finna go to jail over saying that when he keeping the kid anyway. She's not finna go to jail over that. You feel what I'm saying? So you have rights in that regard as well.
Hey.
So I feel like that's what it should be if you want to sign a birth certificate.
I'll agree with you only because our only understanding is the understanding we both came up with here.
Oh, yeah. But so you have to have rights
with the understanding
because I know that the police will not say, hey, let me see the birth certificate. If he ain't on it, we finna arrest him and make him give the daughter back. The kid back. I know they don't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They don't. So that's what makes me say you gotta have some kind of rights. Because if it's like your ex-boyfriend and they say, is that the dad? They say, hell no.
He's a father figure.
They're going to get that kid. I'm telling you, they're going to get that kid.
Yeah, they is.
But if you say, yeah, they're not going to get that kid, bro. I don't know why. But I'm assuming it's because he has rights.
Yeah. But again, hey, clearly it was a good conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
But for you to have the reason I said that is because, again, what if it's your kid? Who gives a fuck that, you know what I'm saying? The paperwork guarantees that that's your kid. The only person who will give a fuck is a motherfucker who want to say that it's somebody's kid that it ain't.
Yeah.
That's the only person.
I get that. But
so that's the only reason I feel like women have a problem with it, which is like, I hate when women show their nasty side. You know, that ain't in the sack, of course. Mm-hmm. Like, because you have to be a nasty human being to tell a person that this kid is yours, that you know it isn't theirs. Let them love the kid and do all these things with the kid and put all these emotions in it when you know it ain't the father because you want to make what you deem to be a better choice from the bad choice you clearly made before.
I got the answer.
You
don't sign the birth certificate, you have no rights. Now, I don't know the answer to why the police wouldn't get involved if you don't have no rights and you like have the kid. I don't know the answer to that.
Because you kidnapped the kid then. If you don't have
I'm saying they would not get involved though still. I know for sure that they would not get involved.
Well, see, now you don't know, but you're,
I know for sure that they would not. The police do not get involved in domestic dispute. Like that kind of shit, you got to go to like child custody court. Yeah. Them niggas do not touch that.
But like you said, I think what breaks them involved is you have to report them missing.
You would have to say they were kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even missing. Missing works. Because after there's a certain...
But if you know who they with, they were kidnapped.
Yeah. I guess that's the...
see how fucked up the system is, though?
Right, you got to know what you're saying.
So, like, if you a woman and you have full rights to your child, and your child is with the father, and the father say, I'm not bringing this child back, there's nothing that you can do about it. You would have to go to court. What kind of bullshit is that?
That's why we have to watch who we have kids with.
Because if you're not on a birth certificate, you don't have to pay child support. You don't have to do nothing.
That's what I was asking earlier. No, but that's not true. Because I've seen child support be paid to the fucking stepfather.
An unwed father is not listed on the birth certificate. He has no legal rights to the child. This includes no obligation to paying child support and no rights to visitation, custody, or child support. If the father is listed on the birth certificate, the mother has sole legal rights and responsibility of the child.
If the father isn't,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
She has 100% responsibility.
I know a motherfucker who.
All you doing is showing how the system fucked up.
That's what I was just about to say. Because what kind of lawyer don't know that? And you just find out quickly on a Google search. I think
it's because if you act as the father figure, I feel like that make you obligated.
That's what I'm saying. It must be some form of a technicality where you were in the life and the kids call you dad. So,
or if y'all maybe living together or married or something. Because I've seen niggas who it ain't their kid and they went to court and still had to pay child support for a kid. It's not.
I'm telling you, I know it exists. That's why I said what I said to that because I know it exists.
See, all that child shit and that divorce shit and all that shit be bullshit. That shit is for who got the best lawyers.
That's all it. Nigga, anybody would tell you anytime. Divorce and child shit is all. The lawyer gets all the money and all the stuff.
Ass, bro.
I watched this movie. I think it's called Love Stinks. Great movie, classic movie with Bill Bellamy in it, man. You know Bill Bellamy. You know Bill Bellamy.
Of course.
Okay.
How to be a player.
How to be a player, baby. And this one dude was with a girl. He didn't even marry her, but he like promised to marry her and shit. And then the judge said, well, you made the promise to marry her and shit. You got to pay this and you got to pay alimony and all that kind of shit. And it's like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the nigga had to do this hell of a scheme, which was a beautiful scheme.
I think
that's a good movie. I'm watching it
I think
again.
you fucked either way, though. I think like if he's not on the birth certificate, I feel like you got to go do legal shit then.
To get it.
Yeah. And then, no, I'm saying legal shit on some like, I need him to do this, this, and this to pay this, this, and this. You feel what I'm saying? Like legal shit in that way. And legal shit to be able to say, hey, I have sole custody. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same like in Florida. If you've been living together with somebody for 10 years, they call
like
it
marriage
like a marriage technically. Like, what the fuck?
All that shit is bullshit. I definitely know that shit is definitely who got the best lawyers. Like, if you really want to have some like problems with your baby mom, your baby dad, go get you some good ass lawyers. You can fuck up their life. And I don't think that's fair.
What I was referencing in the movie is they was going to the mediator, and the guy was like, man, we already came to this conclusion, because the judge was like, you know, what do you guys have to say? And she's like, well, we want this mansion, and he was like, yo, what the fuck? Me and you literally just talked about this, and we came up with it last night. And she was like, yeah, well, my lawyer said you're getting off easy. She's like, of course your lawyer said that. He's making more money the more money he suck out of me. And that's what that is, nigga. It's literally that.
But you got to think, if you ask for the world.
Hold on. One thing you don't know about this, well, I'm pretty sure you might not know. If we're both going through a divorce or any kind of those proceedings, any lawyer that I see, you can't see them. Because they can't be your lawyer, because I already told them my part of the story technically, so they would know. So
even if you have a consultation with them?
Exactly.
Damn.
So what some people do is they go and see all the lawyers and shit in that area, so the other person can't have the a quality lawyer. Like, that's the type of nasty shit
People
that
do
occurs.
that with like their kids involved.
With the people they fucking claim they love and smush cake in their face and shit while dance in front of the Lord and the family.
If you want to keep it all jokes aside, a book. Divorce and kids shit should definitely be able to be done outside of the courtroom.
It should never be in the courtroom. But, like we just said, they make it their business.
Yeah.
These birth certificates and shit. Oh, you ain't signed the contract, baby? Well, true. I'm sorry. Like, that's what it is. Same with the marriage. Me and my family was talking, because we went to a birthday party, and we was talking about marriage and all these different type of shit. And we was having a conversation about marriage. And one person who had a failed marriage and then a failed engagement was telling other people that they need to get married. And I was telling them, like, why are you telling them that as if it's a working, healthy thing to do, while you yourself are a perfect example of how it could not work and how it could not work in multiple different ways. But again, people just tell people this is what's supposed to be. So if you ain't doing that, y'all ain't doing it right.
Yeah.
What?
Man, it's all sad, honestly, man.
It's sad, and that's why it's hard to not complain, because we live on a planet where this is what's happening, and we have to watch people who fail at something tell other people to do the same something with no difference.
Man,
That's
it's
sick,
tough,
man.
But even like, it's like, because I never went through nothing like this. Like, my parents didn't get like a divorce or anything. I wish they would have, but that's another story for another day. But I never went through nothing like that. So it would be weird. Like, I don't know nothing about it. And like, my shit with my daughter ain't like that, to where it's like, these are the days that you can see them.
Yeah, I know.
You need to have supervised this.
In the news the other day, there's one guy who went to supervised visitation to see his kid, killed him, the kid, and the person that was supervising the visitation.
I saw that.
Like,
That's a fucking shame. But it's people like him that make it where you say, well, it need to be an armed supervised. Like, not only do this motherfucker need to be supervised,
they need to pat that motherfucker down and show up. It's like, hi, man, I just need to see my kid.
The whole time he playing with the kid, it's just a red dot on it. Like, nigga, you make the wrong move.
You make one move,
for real.
mister.
But like, yeah, man.
Give me a reason.
It's kind of how we be saying how people need to stop having kids.
Yes.
Because a nigga that would do this, man, you shouldn't have had more than one kid with this guy. I'm sorry, man.
Fact.
I feel like you should know, and I'm not blaming the person, bro, but I like kind of feel like you should know this nigga super crazy.
You have to know who you fucking.
Yeah, man.
Because again, man, let's be spiritual about it. We're connecting energies and taking and giving energies from people.
Yeah.
If you wait till you married to then tell me you bisexual and stuff, it's like these are things we should know, before this. But I watched this movie the other day, and it influences people to do the same thing. These two people met each other, they started talking, they said a few nice things, and then they went in the room and just whipped out their dick and started fucking. And I'm like Snoop Dogg said, ain't no loving good enough to get burnt while I'm up in it. It's like, I don't give a fuck about your passion, my nigga. You fucking a stranger who's willing to fuck you so fast and in such a public place. You gotta have the logic to protect you and her.
I don't know.
I was watching Knocked Up.
People crazy.
Perfect example. I was watching Knocked Up randomly the other night to go to sleep, and that's what happened in Knocked Up. They was having a drunken night, having fun. They went back to the room to fuck. They drunk. He was trying to get on the condom. She's like, "Hurry up, just put it in already." He's like, "All right, fucking threw away the condom, fucked her, pregnant, and now these two have a kid who don't know each other."
I know, that's rough, man.
You
got to do better than that, because I could literally say, like, I can say what I want about my baby mom. My baby mom can say what she want about me. Like, at the end of the day, I think I can safely say we both agree with, I at least don't feel like my daughter is in danger with you. And I really do hope to God you don't feel like she in danger when she with me. Like, it be, like you said, this nigga gonna kill the kids and everybody involved. It's like, God damn, yo. And she probably went to court like, I told you he shouldn't have been around him at all.
I told you he's crazy.
It's just too easy to have a kid. And like I've been saying, man, people need to not have kids, bro.
But listen, man, let's be honest, man, a little bit. It's Women's Month. Shout out to these women. Man. We love y'all. Yeah. And part of love is holding your loved ones accountable.
Holding them hostage. Goddamn. But I'm saying, crazy, man.
Women have kids.
That is
they
true.
love to say this whole, it takes two.
That
no,
is true.
it take one.
That is true.
You to have a kid. There's plenty of time to fix this decision.
But see, this is one of those things where people try to act like you crazy for saying
and
this.
that's what I'm saying. Let's
and
be honest.
And that's what annoys me about human beings.
Let's be honest.
Yes. Two people do not have a kid.
It takes weeks for you to...
Yeah.
Not weeks to get pregnant, but I think it does. You don't just fuck nut and be pregnant the next day. It takes a few weeks for that shit to do what they gotta do. And then when you find out you're pregnant from the reactions and shit you're having, there's still a little bit more time, right? But here's what I mean with that time. During that time, you should know who the person is. Hey, I'm pregnant. You finna keep
commercial. This nigga doing an abortion commercial.
Are you tired?
That nigga didn't start with birth control.
Ain't shit.
He didn't start with condoms. That nigga went to the last resort. But honestly, you have a Plan B pill, even, man.
I was just about to make fun of say you
have so many ways to not.
You
get
have
pregnant,
you have a trinket damn near, which is like known. Like, they know how much it costs. It's $50 nationwide. You can even call it the $50 pill, and people know what you're talking about.
Right.
Which means we need to. We're not barbarians, dog. We can fix some of our problems before they become greater problems. If you tell a nigga you pregnant and his next thing is like, well, you gonna kill it because I can't have a baby with you, you shouldn't have that baby.
I'm sorry.
This person, even if we can give a nigga some rope and say they'll change. He showed you in the beginning his natural reaction is, I don't want to do this with you.
Even if he turns out to be a great father, it was still a disservice to the child. Like, you literally took a gamble on someone's stance. And to me, I can't feel like you care about this kid.
Because you know the kid. You feel the kid. You grow the kid. So you think anything can be done with this kid. A father is on the sideline. Not able to get in the game until the motherfucker come out. So all he got to go off of is, I hope I love this motherfucker. Nigga, when my lady was pregnant, right? Before my Adri came, I said to myself, I don't care about anyone. Mm-hmm. I hope she changes that. But then I did a self-evaluation. I said, my mother left 7 kids.
Right.
It is in me to not give a fuck about this kid.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I said to myself, I hope I love this motherfucker. When my daughter first came out, the first 2 to 3 nights, I didn't care about that motherfucker.
I respect it.
I held her one night. She was crying. because we was having some feeding issues, and then when we finally was able to feed her correctly, and she ate, and I had to hold her and I burp her, and she went to sleep on my shoulder, I fell in love with her that night. It took 3 nights before I fell in love and said, okay, I do love the fuck out of you, and then it's just grown every fucking day since then. Yeah. But I'm real enough to say,
and shit when I fell in love with my daughter and shit.
Well, again, that's another flaw of mine. Is I'm unable. Yeah. But I felt everything a nigga who would cry felt in that moment. Respect. I knew in that moment I loved her. But I'm real enough to say, 2 days prior, could care less.
Of course, of course.
But again, that's my flaw. Yes. And I know myself.
Yes, exactly. And I understand that it's a flaw. And saying that it's a flaw and understanding that it's a flaw don't mean I love my daughter no less. You
shit, what nigga, I'm even okay with her mother and my daughter hearing this now because I've proved over these years the level of love I have and will continue to have that me not having it for 2 days don't mean shit.
Straight up. I mean, I feel the exact same way as, of course, in me, like my mother and my father were married, but it grew up as me, my brother, my sister, and then my pops had like 20 kids outside of marriage. So I'm like, my nigga, and like I said, I was meeting kids like when he was on his deathbed and shit, and I was just like I said on the podcast, I was like, how well do you know him? They're like, I know him well. How well do you know him? Don't know the nigga at all. And I'm like, damn, nigga, you can pick and choose, like you don't, and I'm like, you don't give a fuck about me, and I know you well, you know what I'm saying? So not giving a fuck about anybody is definitely in my makeup and my DNA, bro. Like, so again, it's more likely to happen than anything. Like I said this on the Raw Hype one time. I said I went on a first date with a shorty one time, and I told her, I said, I'm shocked at how much I love my daughter. Like, I'm surprised. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, I never talked to her again after that. It wasn't a good pickup line. But like, my whole point was like, I'm shocked because it's like I never really gave a fuck about people before. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even when I say I give a fuck about people now and I show people love now and I'm capable of loving now, to me that shit came from my daughter.
Come on now. Like, but again, when I say something even like don't give a fuck, it means it has different tiers.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I love my brother and my sisters, but there's things they got going on that I don't give a fuck about. There's things they do, there's stretches that I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I said I don't give a fuck. I have the ability to not give a fuck. Yeah. So if you put me in a position that I can give a fuck about or not give a fuck about, I'm not gonna give a fuck about it. Nigga, my as you pointed out that I forgot, my bio says, nigga, I bet you care more than I do. It's like I naturally exude I don't give a fuckness. It's why I teach it and I preach it, because it's helpful when it's helpful, and when it's not helpful, it's still helpful.
I don't even know what that means. But
when you're supposed to care and you don't care, you still didn't care, so it didn't change anything for you. But you should have cared. So even when you win, you don't lose.
I kind of get it. Anyway, man.
Shout out to the Raw Hype, man. Shout out to the... I don't even know what type beat I can even ask you to play.
Man, bro. I don't even know either, bro.
I know. What were we talking about?
Man, what was we talking about?
Kids and...
What else was we talking about, man?
Women and mandatory birth controls. And
man.
Put on birth control type beat. Dare this. Let's play a game. Dare the computer to come up
this shit coming up.
Birth control type beat.
You know what's coming up, bro.
It didn't auto-populate, so...
This beat called... Oh, it's a beat called Control, and it got beat in Control, but no birth. We're going with...
Drake losing
We're going with Drake licking his lips.
It looked like we already played that.
The Drake licking his lips beat? Drake, boy, you take a weird picture, boy.
I know, right?
Drake, you take a weird picture.
They be cheesing in different ways. Cheesing in the pleasing.
No reason. Know what I'm talking about, baby?
I mean, listen. If you sure that's your baby, you don't need a sign. But if there's an inkling that it may not be yours, then hit that dotted line. I don't know if this baby is mine, but I know I'ma love him for the rest of my time unless you tell me it's not. Then I'ma probably wish you was shot. And I don't want them thoughts in my head, man. But I gotta think about me and my life. And I gotta think about making you my wife. I know that was easy. I know that was cheesy. But I believed you when I knew you shouldn't believe me. Please believe me. I used to do songs with Weezy. I'm lying like you did, you bitch. Why you tell me that kid was mine and you know it wasn't the truth, bitch? Should throw you and that kid off this roof, bitch.
We just started off as friends. The next thing she say, she pregnant with twins and I'm the man. So I'm like, hold up. is you keeping them shits?
Keeping them shits.
She said, yeah. I said, you joking, now quit. You need to go and take a damn plan B. She said, we fucked 2 months ago, nigga. I said, you can't stand me. And I can't stand you, you fucking bitch. I don't want to fucking
Now I'm out here looking for names for boy, and I don't even know if it's a boy or if it's gender neutral. Man, look at the type of shit you got me thinking about. I should have bust this nut in your mouth. What was I thinking about? And now I'm here. She handed me a birth certificate and she telling me to sign. I'm like, where? I'm sitting down trembling off in this chair, cause I know if I sign this, I'ma have to love for 18 years. And I don't really wanna, nah man, I don't wanna. If I sign this paper, I'm a goner. I could use this paper, just roll up some marijuana. Man, I need to go holler at my niggas on the corner. Hey, look what this bitch done did to me.
I got a lawyer, I gotta go to court. They done charged me with child support. I'm doing life, nigga, at least 2 decades. I remember I sat back and got laid with a bad bitch I met at the club, and then I used to rub on her stomach, and then I noticed it's getting bigger. I said, hold up, nigga. Do you got you a secret? She said, yep, a baby, and I'm gonna keep it. I said, hold up. I thought you was just drinking beers and shit. She had like a little beer on her breath. I thought it was like a little beer belly. You feel what I'm saying? Look, why y'all just stand there and let the fat bitch jump on me? Now I got the kid, I got the son, a little homie. I used to run away. He said, Dad, I never know, man. I said, hold up. And then I named him Kobe, but his mama already named him a different name. I said, hold up, it's 7 years later, I'm changing the game. I said, my little nigga named Kobe. He said, move away, you strange man, you don't know me.
Man, I'm your dad. Your mom kept us away because I didn't sign that paper back in the day. And I noticed that you a little grown now and got a scholarship to LA. And there's a couple things I've been meaning to say. I mean, do you ever notice like when you sleep, you got a twitch on your arm? You got that from Pa. Man, I mean... I mean, that little shit on your neck is not a birth defect. Same shit happened to me and grandmama back on the set. I mean, it was like 84. That's when she had me. She had you in like 2004. Who I'm your daddy. She let me see a picture every year or two. Oh. But I need more than that with you.
I heard you going to the NBA.
I think I say you got a scholarship.
I want to be your dad today. You funny,
You ever
bro.
seen LeBron? Come to my open arm. Yeah, be my Bronny, son.
Oh,
I mean, your dad been... but I did it to her, nigga.
That was so
That was
funny, bro. Nigga said when you sleep, you get the twitch on your arm. That come from your ball. Oh, man, you childish.
Hey,
oh, my God.
Shout out to the Raw Hype, man. We hope y'all took something from this, man, like we always do. Man, I love when my nigga in town, man.
That might have been the hardest I laughed on the Raw Hype in a
yes,
minute.
you like moved your chair.
That might have been the hardest I laughed on here in a minute.
Oh, man. Yo, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out my dog, man.
Oh,
Again, I think this was the last episode, but regardless.
Oh, man.
Take yourself some time out. Focus on what could better your life and give it a legitimate shot, man.
Oh, man, that was
Play
funny,
Drake while we
bro.
leave, man. Let me talk on that shit while we get
You
out
want
of
the
here.
same beat?
Yeah, play this. That shit was beautiful.
Yeah,
yo.
I like when it dropped. I was finna start rapping, then when it dropped, you started. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to give you a chance though, because you was having to deal with it before it dropped.
Yeah, cause
I know.
Cause you know me, I'm like the baby nigga. I try to go to sleep, and it's like, oh, it didn't drop there. All right, well let me do that.
That was so funny
That
to me,
was
man.
hilarious to me,
That
yo.
shit was funny.
That nigga told stories and shit.
That nigga said I didn't sign the birth certificate back in the day.
And I see you got a scholarship to Atlanta.
Nigga trying to come around.
When the nigga going to the league.
That nigga tell him that's why he came. Hey man, I heard you got a scholarship to LA. Alright man, we out of here.
We out of here, man. Shout out to the Raw Hype, man. We appreciate y'all. Patreon. We about to feed y'all again, man. We sorry it took so long.
Shout out to Drizzy, man.
Shout out to Drizzy Drake. Shout out to Mandatory DNA. Shout out to old Becky from around the way. You ever had a baby scare?
I have.
I ain't had one in years. I mean, let's not do it.
Had a few.
Oh, we doing
I
it?
said I barely even know you, boo.
Oh,
She said she loved me. I said, is it true?
is it true?
I said I like a lot of hoes, but just not you. So you can't have that damn baby.
Hey,
You gonna make a nigga go crazy.
hey,
I don't wanna pay that damn
I won't
support.
pay.
I hope that nigga make it on the court.
Oh.
I hope he go and get a scholarship.
Yeah.
Or become a cop and shoot him with a holler tip. He let him have it, let him get it.
Get it.
I hope he's 6'10" and run the city. I hope he just dunk and get crunk. I hope he show these motherfuckers he no punk.
He ain't no punk.
And if it's a girl you had, I hope she grow up to meet a real one like her dad.
Yeah, I'ma be in her life so she don't go to the pole. I mean, I can't have that for my little baby, yo. I'ma be in her life. I'ma make her mama my wife if that's what you need. I mean, it's been like 13 years that I ain't seen. She a fucking teenager now, ho. What do you mean? I mean, what was you selling me back in the day? A dream? I mean, you had my baby and now my baby is don't know who I'm is. She's like, who you? I'm like, Dad. She's like, what? I'm like, hey, I said this shit about twice. I mean, that shit done got me mad. I done here packing a bag. Ho, I never left. Your mama put all my shit up on the step. And it's been like 15 years. Why I ain't look for you? Cause she ain't let me look for you. But hey, look at this plate. Hey, baby, I cook for you. I make the best greens. I make the best wings. I do the best things. Love is what daddy bring.
That nigga said your mama didn't let me look for you. Your mama wouldn't let me look for you.
I was like,
Yeah, I wanted to look.
she told me you was in LA. Meanwhile, you in New York. I'm scouring LA.
I wanted to look bad.
Shout out to you. Shout out to the Raw Hypers, man.
You funny, man. We out, Ski.
Child support.
Man.
Support the kids that you know. Support the kids till they grow.
Get your rights, baby.
Go ahead and sign it.
Get your rights, baby.
You want to stop a show? I don't know how you Raw Hype, but we Raw Hype responsibly.
Ooh.